Yeah,
Oh,
you all right, Kirk?
I have something in my throat and I just walked into a door. No, I'm not all right. No, no. I'm going through some stuff this morning.
Property Ebonics.
Welcome to Property Ebonics. Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You sound like you're in a good mood today, so I'm excited. Now I'm in a good mood too.
I'm in a good mood, man, because we got a guest. We got a guest today, ladies and gentlemen. We got Keane Cobb.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Very fun. Very happy to be here. Two upstanding, young, as old ladies like to remind me, black men. So, very happy. I don't know if y'all get that a lot. Where like, even if you're doing like okay, old black women are so proud of you. They're just like, they are so happy. Like, it's good to see. And then they whisper it because they don't want the white people to hear. If they're like, look, because I remember, I don't know why I just launched into this. I'm sorry, but I remember when I used to work at Best Buy. Every time I help somebody, I'm like, oh my God, you are so sweet and special. Thank you. And they look around. It's good to see a young black man do a job. I'm like, all right, thank you. Honestly, but you don't gotta whisper it. Like, come on.
It's because you're not in jail. I'm just happy to see you free.
True. We're laughing, but we're laughing through the pain. Okay.
I get self-conscious if I hear older black women whispering around me, because that means that they're whispering about me. I'm like, oh no, am I not being successful right now? Oh no.
They're just happy to see you outside of those bars. That's all, Kirk.
Very true.
So we're here. First off, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, 2021. We in here of a new year. It doesn't really feel like much of a difference. I realized like as the clock was going down. Well, first off, I want to give an proper introduction to our guest, Keane Cobb, comic from Philadelphia. In my opinion, one of the funnier people to watch live. It's cool to see you up here, man. It's really cool. And you guys already know who Alan is. You know who Alan is. My name's Melvin. That's my New Year's name, Melvin. I'm going by it. So all right, so New Year's Day Eve was happening, and it just felt very much like, oh, I don't need to watch the clock going down or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Then as the clock was going down, because I kind of like tuned in like maybe 5 minutes before it happened, I almost got emotional. I almost got a little emotional. I was like, damn, it's just all the emotions from 2020, good, bad, and the uncertainty of what's going to happen in the future. It just hit me at once. It was kind of wild.
King, did you watch the ball drop or anything, or what did you do on New Year's Eve, man? What you do?
This is probably my lamest New Year's since like I was a child. Because this year all I did, I played GTA 5. I just bought it because one of my boys is online, so I got to make sure to get my stats up so we can start robbing some shit. But I was just playing GTA, and then no lie, I wasn't gonna watch the ball drop, but then someone was like, I kind of want to watch the ball drop. So then maybe at like 11:57 or 8. I turned on like I think it was CNN. I don't know why. That was like the first thing that I found, and I watched it drop. And the same thing like you were saying, Kirk. It was just like after I turned 30, your boy will cry at a drop of a hat now. So I don't care anymore. I'll just cry. And yeah, it all hit me. I was just like, fuck that year. And yeah, I'm fingers crossed I'll be able to tell jokes and hoop again in 2021. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you play basketball, and that's like
not good at it. But I love it. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I was in the same boat, man. I watched the ball drop with my kids. You know what I'm saying? We're in the house, and they both said to me like, it's very weird watching the ball drop this year. It just doesn't seem like, they said like it's quiet. That's what they said. Like it seemed like a quiet ball drop. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. The Times, and it was sponsored by Planet Fitness in Times Square, which I don't know why that was weird for me. That was weird. I was like, just
all the hats, and I'm like, wait, why did y'all stop y'all set to come out here to watch the ball drop? Like, is this? It was very weird.
they're in between reps and all that stuff. Reps and pizza. Yeah, I was like, this is weird that it's, you know, it's just a weird color scheme, and it just felt very much like it felt obligatory to do it, but no one really fully wanted to be there. That's the sense that I got a little bit of, just like, okay, we're doing this because this is a tradition. We want to stay with American traditions, Times Square. But it's like, there's only going to be about 200 of us. We're all spread out, and they're giving us purple hats to wear. It felt weird.
Yeah, man. It definitely was weird when I was looking at it. I forget, I was watching ABC, CBS. One of the things, whatever one I was watching.
You're watching Fox News. Just tell people you're watching Fox News.
I've never watched Fox News ever. I literally have never. Okay, I bet you can't say the same thing. But
I'm fair and balanced. All right,
I know it. I know it. I don't even give them a chance. Okay, I don't even give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? But when I was watching the ball drop, yo, they had the one black guy out there with the mask on. He was like still going around like interviewing people and like talking. I was like, yo, why are y'all out there, bro? Like just go home. Like I don't know, man. It didn't make no sense to me. Like, you still going through this little pandemic joint, you know what I'm saying? So like, why don't y'all just do this viral? I mean, not viral, virtual. Do this virtually.
It's a virtual ball drop. I've seen
know.
that video, and they can't air it on ABC. Damn it, they can't air it. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see. Like, I feel like if you're a regular Times Square goer, this may have been a nice Times Square going, because usually it's like, all right, you got to wait hours to use the bathroom. You got to like find a sink at a Dunkin' Donuts to pee in, sort of thing. This one, you can just leave afterwards. The subways are free. It's kind of nice. I did think of that part. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. That's kind of nice.
You know, it's like, I mean, I think that'd be something. How can I say it? I see the benefits in that, but like in a weird way, I got a lot of, from how you just explained it, I felt a real like I Am Legend kind of vibe, where it's just like in no timeline, good one, bad one, we're in the fucked up one, but in no timeline should I be able to walk down New York City and not see people for blocks. That's terrifying to me. Like, no, that's ridiculous.
You only see like one Elmo. It's like, come on, man. There's usually like 8 of you.
Exactly.
Where is everyone?
Elbows all cracked out and skinny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Eye
all lopsided and shit. Man. Like, nah, man.
This pandemic's hitting me rough. It's like, exactly. I feel like it was rough before this. Yeah, man. We will, you know, what's up?
Go ahead, Kirk. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, you know, we try to look forward and all that. I always had this thing growing up where it's like odd years I never enjoyed. Even years were my thing. So I don't know what 2021 is gonna bring.
Oh, so you had a ball last year then, huh?
Yeah, look at
you out here suffering, struggling. Kirk up here living it up.
I'm gonna
fucking high life.
I'm gonna like put my calendar in a frame. Like this is like this. Yo, I had some hot moments in 2020. I had some hot moments.
Oh my gosh.
But I think that's something that we could. I think that'd be a good question, right? Because 2020 was crazy. Keane, what's one of your hot moments in 2020? Like, what's something that happened to you positively? You know what I'm saying, last year? Because we know we all had a tough year, but we all definitely had some. I know I had some positive things happen. So is there anything that you could think of that was like, it actually was a good thing for me in 2020?
Bro, the only good thing was pre-pandemic. I got my first weekend at Helium.
Nice.
Hosting for John Heffron.
Ooh.
And I remember it was either in January or like late December. I was bothering the manager, but I was bothering Nick about it. And I was like, man, fuck, I'm gonna call my shot. I'm like, yo, if you don't have anybody, I'm gonna host for Heffron. Just because like I thought his crowd would get my stuff, my humor or whatever. Completely white crowd, and they did. So yeah, I called my shot, hit that home run. So yeah, that was my hot moment, and then that was the zenith. That was the peak, and everything went downhill since then. But yeah, that was a hot moment.
That is a hot moment right there. That's that idea of like reaching out. Because Al and I, we talk about that a lot, of like reaching out to bookers and when is it appropriate and the timing of it. And it sounds like in this situation it worked out. And you have some experience with Helium as well from performing there, so I'm sure that helps a bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like, man, I'm one of them guys that I shoot my shot, bro. If I don't shoot it, then I'm guaranteed to miss it. You know what I'm saying? So I I'm down with that. I email bookers, yo, what's up? What's going on? But the one thing I don't like is when I feel like a booker looks at me and they're like, this is your crowd. I don't like when bookers only book me for like the black shows. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got a black headliner, let me call Alan the host. Like, no, come on, man. Let me get some Heffron. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
That's part of the reason why I did that, just because like, I hate sounding like this, but this might be the perfect show to sound like it. But most black crowds don't like me. Like, it's hard to say that out loud, but like the majority, like, I can't get into my bag the way I want to with black crowds, because like I usually have to like go like kind of more aggressive and like more like fuck you, when all I want to do is tell silly jokes about NSYNC and fucking Golden Girls. That's all I want to do. So dumbass jokes, and but
I definitely face a little bit of that. I definitely face a little bit of that too. And for me, it's like I can do it, and it's not even like a matter of like adjusting. It's more so like, all right, well, perhaps I just felt more comfortable with whatever nonsense I like talking about at this particular moment, and it worked with the crowd. But on any given day, though, usually what you mentioned reflects my experience too, where it's like I have to kind of turn it up to like 8 a little bit, where very much in me stand up is like 6 to a 4, where it's like I'm very just like kind of monotone and just kind of doing my thing. And I find that a harder obstacle with black crowds. But you know, work harder, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, man. Listen, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't mirror your exact sentiments, but I understand that a black audience definitely. I got to give them more act. Like, I got to give them more. Like, I feel like I gotta like. I'm not gonna say dance more, but I feel like I gotta like.
I thought you were about to do finger guns. I gotta do more finger guns more. I gotta be more active.
Right. No, but like, listen, man, the black audience definitely they gonna come in there. They gonna make you motherfucking make them laugh, dog. Like, it's a weird thing. Like white audiences, yo, I feel like they just like, yes, they I don't know, like they want to laugh at it, but black people like, yo, you gotta make me fucking laugh, dog. You know what I mean?
You know what?
I think it's
you know what
people,
I found out?
What's up?
My bad. You know what I found out though? It was like even during the it was that weekend, because he wasn't there that Sunday. And I thought, how can I say it? So that weekend, they offered me another spot on the Sunday show. And the Sunday show was with and I always forget her name because I don't watch the show. That's another knock on my black card. Insecure. One of the comedians from Insecure. Was it Yvonne Orgy, I think? Yeah. I wanted to call her Naomi for some reason, and that's probably racist. But but she had a weekend show. She had a Sunday show, and I was slated to like do it somehow, some way. I didn't. Still got paid, whatever. But when the crowds were coming in, when I tell you, there was every shade and variation of Nubian black queens that walked in. I realized why I have such a hard time in front of black crowds. I want to impress them. I want to impress black crowds way more than white crowds. And because of realizing that, later that night I did a set at Fergie's, and the whole set was just me talking about how like I don't care about white people. Like I love white people, but when I perform, I don't care. I don't care how you feel about me. This is me. That's why you get the true me, because I don't care. But it's in front of black people and those eyes, and I'm like, oh, I want to impress them. I want to make sure. I want them to tell stories about me. I want them to be like, yo, I seen this one dude. He was crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then your name kind of circulates.
Yeah.
And I made that discovery. So that might be another high moment that I made that discovery of how or why I think I have like a tough time in front of black crowds.
I'm glad Nubian queens were able to bring that to you. That's a nice little lesson right there.
Black women, man. Black
women. I feel the same way on that. Of like, and now that you're like frame it that way, I'm like, I never thought of that. I also think that like in general, black people are more exposed to funny just throughout friends and family, and there's a little bit more of an expectation when it comes to like, oh, what's going to make us laugh. And I wonder how much of it is like, okay, well, especially if you see a black performer, because you may be drawing the comparison of like, oh, my nephew who's very funny, or my uncle that's very funny, versus like if you get like a white guy on stage, it's like, oh yeah, you're just like a comedian person, do your thing. There's a little bit more of an emotional attachment. So there could be some of that too.
It's all in everybody's head. You know what I mean? So I think that we get in our own heads and we're like, yo, I gotta, like you said, Keane, I gotta impress them. But with the white people, it's like, man, fuck them, I'm gonna just do my thing. So I think we got to get to the point where, like, I think every comedian needs to be at the point with every audience, like, man, fuck them, I'm gonna just do my thing. You gonna like it or you're not. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then go from there. You know?
Yeah. And Keane, you talk about the hosting that weekend in the beginning of 2020. Something I always thought stood out with you too is like you've hosted a few different mics, if I'm not mistaken, and Raven Lounge being one of them. One of the more iconic open mics and historic in a lot of ways in Philadelphia. Can you touch on the differences between hosting something like a show at Helium where it's just like general audience members, like it feels like a comedy show, versus an open mic where you're mainly dealing with comics? Is there any differences between the two?
Yeah, I would say, first and foremost, I compare everything in comedy and life to basketball. So I would say this. I remember when I first started hosting, when I first started hosting at Raven, because it's Raven, you want to, once again, you want to impress, you want to like show out, you want to do what you want to do. So when I first started, or my first few times hosting, I was too busy. How can I say it? I was trying to get buckets. I was trying to like score the ball.
Right.
But the more and more I did it, and Satoyo helped me with this too, it was just like, oh no, I can't really focus on me. I gotta facilitate. I gotta make sure the whole room feels good. I gotta make sure, like, when I go up, who gives a fuck about my set? Just start off, get on, like, almost now a baseball analogy, get on base, set them up later. And with hosting a mic, it's really, you gotta really watch the room, and like, it all depends on what happened before. So if somebody goes up and straight up bombs, you're like, all right, cool, I gotta set this next person up. So let me do a bit, let me get the crowd back into it. Or somebody fucking destroyed, and somebody coming up isn't as strong, you gotta level it out a little bit. Because if you like, if it feels, excuse me, kind of bad to say it like this, but if you know the room and you know your lineups, you know who can do well in certain spots. So you gotta kind of level it out, bring it back up, bring them back down. And then for a show, it's kind of like that, but not really. It's more like get it in and get out, where it's like, all right, cool, you're first, set the table up, but they don't give a fuck about you, period. They paid money, they got dressed up, they paid a babysitter, they're buying drinks they know they don't want to buy to see this person. They can give two fucks about you. So go up there, ball out, go as hard as you can, and get the fuck out. Seriously, don't go over.
Yeah.
Don't do dumb shit in the middle. Set up the next person, do a good intro, get the fuck off. So it's more like
a little lower expectations almost.
Yeah. So you can wild out a little bit, which is kind of weird, because like you want to wild out to show what you can do, but at the same time you kind of have to be like more professional, where it's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna show you my shit, but I got to make sure I don't overstep my boundaries for the guy coming up. Not saying I would like be better than the headliner, but like there's been times where like people put me in certain spots in the lineup and it hurt people behind me.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't live up to what I was able to do. So yeah.
Humble brag.
Oh, the humblest of brags, my brother.
And a realistic brag at that too, though. I could definitely see that being a part of it. With hosting like at a place like Raven, where and for the listeners who aren't familiar with Raven, it goes pretty late, like up until like 2:00 in the morning. There's like a endless amount of comics that go there. When it comes to like facilitating that and kind of like recognizing, oh, this would be good in that spot, or put a person there, were there any difficulties that came with that on an interpersonal level from other comics, like maybe feeling like, oh, well, I want to go up first, or oh, you don't think I'm as strong as that person. How is that dynamic with dealing with comics out there?
To answer your question, did it happen often? It happened all the fucking time. People were always mad. Or the biggest thing, which like you get, how can I say, it happens to you when you first start, but you don't really see it until like you've been doing it long enough, is like getting bumped. Because like when you first start, you think you're hot shit. You're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna tell this one joke about masturbating. Don't talk about this one joke about porn. That one thing I saw on Facebook, they're gonna fucking love that. And then you get bumped. And then like instead of sitting there and like learning from the person that you're watching, you're in your head, once again, you're in your head thinking like, they're not as good as me. So it was many times I had to deal with that. There were some times where like I didn't think somebody was ready for like first half when like another host thought they were. And a few times I was happily proven wrong, because like I kind of want to protect certain, because you could do well in certain spots. So we'll like give you, when I used to run it, we'll give you like a certain, so like let's say you keep showing up and then we put you up third half, which mathematically doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as a third half, but we put you up in third half and you do well, and we slide you up second half. You're doing okay. You're crushing the second half. You're like, all right, you know what? Let me give you a shot in the first half. And if you're not ready for that, back when I was hosting it, and you bomb in the first half, that shit will stick with you for a minute. Some people I only seen there maybe twice because they had like one bad set and like, all right, fuck Raven, I'm never coming back. I'm like, that's not, no. You go there because like people put Raven on like a pedestal, which historically speaking, I probably would too. But at the same time, it's still a mic. It's still taking practice swings. It's still working your shit out.
It's a mic, but I think because of its name and history, a lot of times, especially if you haven't been there before, you come there with your A game sort of thing. So like it's a little different from a mic in that way of like, at least in my experience, it's like, okay, well, it is like I do want to impress in a new room, any new room that I'm going to go in, especially one with a name like this. So I feel a lot of times people come in with that of like, okay, well, try to bring like your A game, and then maybe once you're more familiar, just mess around with stuff. At least that's my experience from it.
Yeah, I think that Keane, one thing you said was about people getting bumped. You know what I mean? My first two times going to an open mic ever, I think I signed up like first or second on the list, and then I got bumped to the very last both times, and I didn't know any better, so I tried to fight the host. I was like, yo, bro. I didn't know better. Like I was just new. I was young. I'm off the street like with it. I didn't know that like, yo, I gotta wait my turn. I gotta do my time, put my time in. You know what I'm saying? I was just like I was just young and just like, yo, man, you better put me first or you're gonna have to see me outside. Like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, if I see the guy, I'll be like, hey man, I'll still apologize to the guy. He moved to LA now, but I would if I see him, I'll still apologize. You ever anybody try to get physical with you over a spot?
Not with me. There was a few times where they were upset and they'll try to like come at me on stage because they weren't like able to do that shit off stage. Yeah. Like, they had like little snide remarks and shit like that. I remember one time somebody was upset because how can I say this? Because of my thank you. I feel like
think about this.
Excellent.
He has 3 cats on his lap right now. Sorry.
They're all off screen. No, but there was one time where like there was a lineup. The first half was all men, and somebody was upset because there was no women. Mm-hmm. But I said, I've never seen you perform, so I can't put you in the first half.
Right.
And they were like, well, I'm a woman. Don't you want to even it out? I'm like, well, I'm actually giving you equal treatment because I've never seen you. Right. So by me just putting you in the first half because you're a woman, that's actually going against what you're claiming that you want me to do, is to treat you equally. So it's like, man, that was a head scratcher.
That's a hard claim right there.
Right?
Like just go to a mic and be like, well, listen, I'm Indian. Put me up first. Like, I'm gonna start using that.
I don't know you, bro. I don't know you, bro. So yeah, that was a tough one. That was the toughest one, probably.
I could see why that would be uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. I know people tried to fight Satoyo a bunch, but that's because I think people just want to fight Satoyo. Have I ever?
He know how to break dance. You don't fight nobody that can do a spin on their head.
The hood love hoopers, drug dealers, and dancers. If you can do one of those three things, I don't think people fuck with you. So yeah,
you're good forever.
Get kicked with a bunch of feet. They're all spinning all over the place.
Like you should have went last on the list, motherfucker. Should have went last.
And you got Eddie from was that from Tekken?
Right.
Capoeira.
Rest in peace to Ozone. You know, you guys know about Turbo and Ozone from Breaking. You know, Ozone just passed away last week.
Oh God damn.
Yeah.
I now know who Ozone is. Who's Ozone?
The movie Breaking is a very classic breakdance movie from the 80s.
I know of the movie, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like one of the main characters passed away last week. Ozone.
Oh.
You know, like the light skin one. It was like a dark skin and light skin one. Like the older light skin guy was the one who passed away.
Rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to him. Oh, rest in peace, man. MF Doom.
Yeah.
MF Doom passed away. Now, they announced it. His family announced it on New Year's Eve with a post, pretty much saying that he passed. They didn't know what he passed of, but the thing that was interesting was that they noted that he passed away back on Halloween on October 31st, which is like, you never really see that now, where it's like, oh, you know, a known public figure can pass a straight 2-3 months away and we wouldn't hear anything about it. So credit to the family on protecting their privacy with that. Rest in peace, MF Doom, man. Were you guys fans of him?
You a fan of MF Doom?
I was. I can't say that I'm a huge fan, or I was a huge fan. I'm hurt because a lot of my friends are like huge hip hop heads.
Yeah.
And I know how big he was for them and for hip hop. So like, I feel sad for them. The fact that they're able to keep it under wraps for that long is mind-boggling. Like, that's wild that that nobody said anything for that long, which is kind of, in a weird way, kind of beautiful, because they were able to like mourn and like go through the process without having everybody on top of them. And like, people are going through it now afterwards, but now they can probably like more easily access those feelings to talk about them, so they can uplift them even more so now, because like they've been able to like grieve properly.
They were able to focus on themselves for this period, and then afterward take in any sort of condolences from other people.
Exactly.
I feel the same way. Like, I know MF Doom from like high school. Like, he's been around for years, sort of thing, but like I was never really like a big fan, but it was like I appreciated him. I was like, oh, I could recognize this is good, but it doesn't really do it for me, but I appreciate the cool things that he does, sort of thing. And much like to your point, like I have a lot of friends that are into him, sort of thing. It's it may have been you actually, Keane, that mentioned this on a podcast episode one time, of like when the Eagles won, of like very much like, I'm not an Eagles fan, but the people around me are Eagles fans, so you're happy for them. So it's almost opposite with MF Doom. Like, you become kind of sad when you see your friends, kind of that. I don't know if it was you, or perhaps like I heard Satoyo on a podcast just talking about your experience after the Eagles won.
It more likely was Satoyo, because me and him got fucking plastered at a bar because after the win, I'm sorry we had to divert to this, but after the win, I remember I was watching it with a bunch of people who were like kind of into it, but kind of like they were more excited about watching a Super Bowl game, and me, I was like more worried about the actual win.
Yeah.
And I remember the last play, I sat there and watched, and when the ball hit the turf, I literally was frozen for like a good 10-15 seconds. If you watch other videos of other Eagle fans, even like RIP, even like Kobe, when he watched it, he had the same kind of sense where like he saw the ball on the ground, it's like, oh man, all right, cool. And it's like, oh, we won. And then like it clicked, you're like, oh my fucking God, we fucking won. So yeah, it was definitely Satoyo telling that, because I was hugging people. I didn't know. I was like maybe a foot away, not a foot. I was like maybe a block and half a block away from the guy that ate shit
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I was around for like all the fireworks and shit. So yeah, we were out.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there.
So the thing with the MF Doom thing for me is I wanted to go last on this one because I knew who he was, but I don't think I've ever heard a song. You know what I mean? So like what I did was look, I know like I have to say I'm a hip hop head. That's how I knew who he was. But like when I heard he passed, I had to go back. Like I had to like go back and listen. You know what I'm saying? Just because I didn't want to like I don't like to be in the like I would say ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So like, let me go back and see and listen. You know what I'm saying? And from what I heard, I was like, yeah, he's definitely a vicious fucking bar master.
His wordplay is crazy. His wordplay is bonkers, bro. Like it's in terms of like his use of like multi-syllables, he's up there. And I think just like having that kind of underground feel throughout his career too. He's been doing it for like I'm sure like 20 plus years. And so that kind of like reflects the us not knowing about it for 2 months sort of thing. I think like he kind of just stayed low. He did it for his fans. He didn't go off like, you know, a lot of rappers when you've been doing it for like 20 plus years, you go off and make like cologne or scarves. Shout to LL Cool J. But like MF Doom, straight hip hop. Like that was just his thing, straight hip hop, and he did it from that. So I'm much respect to him. And Alan, I'll send you a song over one that I like. I think you may dig it.
Yeah, you can send it through. I mean, I was, you know, I did the whole YouTube dive and went down the whole YouTube hole and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, listen. I respect anybody that's adding to our culture. Like I really do. You know what I mean? So it's like I mean I appreciate that. And I seen another comedian on Facebook. He put a post up like I hate when people do this, but he said he was like, now everybody's a big MF Doom fan. You motherfuckers wasn't posting about. I'm like, man, shut up, dog. You're not the fan police. Like, you can't like.
I hate when
people do that, bro. Like,
I hate that.
Yeah,
like, I hate that. Yeah, man. Like,
that's a whack move. It's I always try to like see it from their point of view because who knows? What if it's like one of those things where I definitely have a few artists where like I was fans of them. Like I'll use KRS-One for example. Like I was a big fan of KRS-One in high school, and I remember being made fun of because like one of the songs, the South Bronx, is the song J-Lo used, and then people were like, "Are you listening to J-Lo?" So then like if you see those exact people come out later on and be like, "Oh yeah, KRS-One, he saved my life. He is the best." It's like, come on, man. No, I don't think you fully appreciate it. So I get it from that sense, but at the same time, it's kind of wild to gatekeep something that's like as big as that. Yeah.
There's nothing in me that gets that. You can't. What I learned a couple years ago was like you can't determine how people mourn. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't like when somebody passes away, let people do whatever they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You can't like it's just a weird thing. It's kind of like, bro, this is supposed to be probably celebrating their life, not like bashing people. Like it's because like I could be a huge fan of somebody that you have no idea about. Like I mean, because I don't post about it every day doesn't mean I'm not a huge fan. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Alan is a huge Michael Cera fan. For those that don't know,
he's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, he has posters in back there, sort of thing.
No.
Yeah, no. I think people should see it that way. Celebrate it. Celebration of someone's life, and less concerned about what others are thinking and doing. Yeah. So rest in peace, MF Doom. With that, let's break in some segments. Let's do some prop suggestions.
I didn't know what you was looking for. I was like, is somebody behind you?
I'm always assuming he's playing. I always think the music is going to play, or like, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool if like lightning bulbs. Pat, if you could get some lightning bulbs, like when I looked up, that'd be kind of cool. If you could put that in post, that'd be kind of nice. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an idiot. I'm going to look like waiting for music. So, Keane, prop suggestions, what we like to do on the show, we like to give suggestions to the listeners of things that we like to recommend. It could be a book, it could be a concept, it could be a sock, it could be anything. There's really no parameters on this. We need structure.
He's looking forward to.
Your boy started reading lately. That's only because I'm bored as fuck at work.
Nice.
And I think this is a pretty good book. Born a Crime, Trevor Noah.
Oh yes.
Him being the only light-skinned motherfucker in all of South Africa. He talks about it a lot. He talks about he went through some shit growing up. So yeah, I think this is a good thing, a good book to read.
Cool cover.
I don't know if I could level up with more shit, but I would say go back and listen to LL Cool J.
Okay, all right.
Because what was it? I'm Bad.
Yeah.
He spit for 5 minutes. Every bar was how he was better than you. Like, it was amazing. I didn't know LL Cool J was. I mean, I know he had the whole like I'm the GOAT kind of thing. Like, all right, whatever. I went back and listened to him. Like, he got a fair fucking point, man. Like, he got some jams back then, dude.
Yo, people, I think people that weren't listening to rap from like 85 to like 93, they don't appreciate LL, because after like he got like Hollywood, it kind of changed. But like in the 80s, he was spitting that shit, yo.
Yeah.
Fire,
for
dude.
Some people, they only know LL Cool J from like Headsprung and Afterward. And it's just like, why is the guy from TV saying these words? But LL Cool J had some crazy bars. One of the best diss records in hip hop history, the one he did against Cannabis, Jack the Ripper and all that stuff, man. It's like LL Cool J had some crazy stuff. So yeah, I recommend that as well. Alan, you go first, man.
Okay, we'll go first, since I think the suggestion that I'll give to people is, I think that just since we talked about it earlier, I feel like we should all go back and listen to what MF Doom put out there for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that do what I did. You know what I mean? Like, cause I didn't know. You know what I mean? I suggest that you just literally type that into YouTube, yo, like MF Doom, and then you know how the whole playlist comes up. And I think that's something that you can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that like his music, his streams and things like that, I'm pretty sure some of that money's probably going to go to his family now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'd be something good for the people to listen to. Because like me, man, I was ignorant. I knew who he was, but I didn't know, you know, how hot he was. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? So I suggest that.
You got to go by Alan's suggestions on this one. Last time you suggested somebody, said go by a playlist of Michael Cera, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it. So thank you, Alan. That's good.
Anytime, Kirk. I'm here for you whenever you need me.
I know, dog. I appreciate it. My prop suggestion.
What you got?
I'm seeing a word pop up a lot. The word ideation. Seeing that word pop up a lot, all over the place. I'm seeing it more and more. And a lot of times there's like with ideation, it's the idea of like forming ideas and kind of like thoughts of something. And a lot of times when people use ideation, they pair it with suicidal ideation. That's like one of the go-to terms for that. It's and I don't know. I think ideation is a cool word. And my prop suggestion is to repurpose the word ideation, so it's not just for suicidal ideation. I think we could start doing that.
Help me out here. I'm sounding ignorant. I'm just sound ignorant and dumb this whole podcast. What exactly does that mean? Ideation. Does that mean like you're having thoughts of it, like you're like having like fantasies, almost like you're kind of playing with the idea of something. I didn't know if you were just saying like playing with the idea of suicide or something like that.
Well, a lot of times that's when people hear ideation, they automatically go to suicidal, and obviously it's a big thing. You know, obviously, you know, people try to take care of yourself and all that. No. That
sounds like something you could definitely use for good, as far as like if you're thinking about having ideation on starting a business with this little ass stimmy. You know, I'm having ideation on whether or not Heinz ketchup is really solid. But it is. I can't help it. I was Heinz in ideation. Pittsburgh for a few years, so I only use Heinz now. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I agree. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's just I have a lot of MMA ideations, like just a lot of ideations being in situations where I'll have to use my MMA to make my way out of the situation. I don't know MMA, but it's ideation that I want to come into forefront.
Kirk gonna get his ass kicked.
No, I'm not. Come on, man. I'm doing some positive ideations out there. You got movie ideations. Yeah,
I wanted to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so bad, like when it started getting hot back in like the aughts, the OOs. But then the same reason why I didn't do wrestling when I was younger, I seen cats with those cauliflower ears. I'm like, no, sir, not me. Like, I'm not doing that. That's disgusting.
Yeah, well, it's you're more likely to get that from like boxing though. Like, would you get that from like doing? Like,
no, it's from rubbing around on like 30 mats and shit. People not testing mats properly. So yeah,
that's wrestling, bro. That's wrestling.
Yeah. That's not a good look. That's not cute.
Exactly.
Yeah. The boxers get the CTE and brain trauma. They don't get the cauliflower ear. I'd rather get the brain trauma than the cauliflower ear. At least you can't see it.
People just wonder why you yelling at the moon and shit. So like, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I'm saying so. I couldn't do it, man. You said, but you did mention though, King. You did mention that little ass stimmy, man. How you feel? How you feel about the stimmies, bro?
Oh man, it's like I'll say this. As much as I want to impress our people, I love our people because if it wasn't for Black people, Twitter would not be as hilarious and good time as it is. But like the first time I heard that, I think I can't remember who said it, but somebody coined the term refund stimmy, and I've been running with that shit ever since. And it's just a silly word, but like because it's like how can I? The word is funny, and like I said earlier, I'm laughing through the pain because if you look at the fucking numbers of what other developed countries have done for their people,
yeah,
the fact that, and once again, I'm laughing so I don't cry. The fact that these niggas, I'm sorry if you don't say nigga on this show, but I will. These niggas,
yes, nigga, we do.
Okay, decided that a grand total of $1,800 over what, like 10 months now is suffice, like good enough. Like, yeah, they're good with 600. Like, somebody even said it, like they're done. They got $60 after their rent. That's all they got now, and it's like,
if that even, yeah,
exactly. So it's like it's fucking ridiculous. It's terrible. So just like on Twitter, you try to find the good and the funny in it, and just go with it.
Mine's came in. Did you guys get yours?
Oh, you got yours?
Yeah, my mom, she texted the family group chat like noon on Friday, and I didn't check it till midnight. And I checked mine, and then the stimulus $600 is in there. So,
oh no! Hopefully I get mine tomorrow because I don't think they dishing them joints out on the weekend. But I ain't get my $600, man. But listen, I told you, man. If I see Mitch McTurtle, it's on site with that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
my god.
You see they vandalized his house. You see that, right?
I did see that. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's a whole other team though. It's like he's the face of it, but there's a bunch of people. There's like a whole thing where like it was. So there was a comic that like posted about it too, and I should have paid more attention, like actually done more history or research on it. But like in terms of what the negotiations were, and like what had to be done on the Democratic side and the Republican side, and it just seemed like just a mishandling on everyone's end, particularly Mitch McConnell though.
Stop! I'm about to say, Kirk, you better stop caping for him. You better.
I'm not caping for anyone. I'm not caping for anyone.
Up here being Captain Saber Turtle. Get out of here.
You know what I'm saying? Kurt, listen, man, you better stop doing it. You ain't got listen, bro.
I just want to present all sides of it, sort of thing. Because it's well, that's all right.
That side, bro.
It's not even a matter of like defending him, sort of thing. But I'm just like, I feel like a lot of times we base what we see just like on memes and all that stuff. Like, oh, well, it's that person, and yeah, it is, but it's also other people, sort of thing. But just like an overall a view of it. That's what I'm presenting. But yeah, you can shit on Mitch McDonald.
Listen, man, my grandma always said this. Since I was young, she always said, memes contain true shit sometimes.
She did not say that. She did not say that. She
coined that shit back in 92. So what you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, that I hate it, man. That's why when I seen somebody spray painted on his house, "Where's my money?" I was like, I can feel that. I feel that.
Oh, because it's real shit, man. It's like the thing that like how can I say it? I love AOC, Alexandria Orozco. What's her last name? I forgot her last name.
Let's go with AOC. Cortez.
I think so. Yeah. I thought that, but I want to be like wrong. But anyway, I love AOC because she saw that there was a problem, like with the way shit was going, and she's the face of it. But there was like other people also that like got into politics to try to fix shit, because it's like the people saying like, oh, they'll be okay with $600. They haven't had to like struggle in maybe 2 decades for the majority of them. Mm-hmm. And it's like the fact that they think that that's cool is once again insane to me because like my grandma used to always say God don't like ugly, and these niggas is disgusting looking. So like, golly, it's baffling. It's baffling, dude.
I'm sorry, Alan. What's up?
I was going to say that Canada. I heard something like Canada since day one, since pandemic day one, they've been getting like $2,400 like consistently.
Day?
No, not a day, not a day, but like whether it's even if it's a month, even if Canada's been giving $2,400 a month, it's still way better than this $1,800 we've been getting for this whole year. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the people that are the ones that are saying like, oh, they'll be fine off 600. I don't think they actually think people will be fine off 600. I think they just don't care. I think it's just a matter of like something can be done. Let's minimalize what has to be done, and let's break it down to just 600. Despite that, we probably have like trillions of dollars to dispense and kind of like refund different things, not necessarily from different organizations. That wasn't my shot at the cops. Like take money from the cops and put it all into my bank account. Pat, you could screenshot that.
Listen, I like that take. I like that. I can stand with that. You know what I'm saying?
I just hope everyone's doing okay with this. Like I personally speaking,
we're not okay, Kirk.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it feels rougher and rougher. Like I'm fortunate enough to like I'm still working on stuff, and even for myself, like it just feels the whole isolation of everything, and just I don't know, just like the lack of connection. It's wearing on me. So I imagine like especially like the financial end of it, of like, you know, there's no income coming. That seems like a struggle. So for that, I don't know. I hope people are finding ways to be okay.
So look, Keane, you and Kirk, y'all both got jobs, right? Nigga, I don't. So what happened to me was in March, my job laid me off, and it was like, when the pandemic's over, we're gonna bring you back. And then in June, they were like, there's no ending in sight. You're fired. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I gotta rely on unemployment, and I gotta do these extensions, and I gotta call unemployment to see. Like the other day I posted, yo, I'm waking up early, getting to the money. And all I was doing was getting on unemployment phone number before everybody else called. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like it's different, bro. So like maybe like I don't know, it's not easy, bro. I got kids to feed.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So
I don't want to like pry and shit like that, but like that seems like incredibly difficult.
Yeah. I can't do shows like I want. You know what I'm saying? I was doing shows like, all the time. Now I'm just like, shit, I'm doing more podcasts, I'm doing more virtual things, but it ain't paying the bills. So like when they come through, like, all right, we passed $600, I'm like, well, you better tell my landlord, that's going in my pocket. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm gonna do with that? You know?
And Alan, I'm curious your answer to this one as well. Keane, what are ways that you've preoccupied yourself? Like Alan, I know you've been doing podcasts and keeping busy with the comedy. And Keane, like what on your end, how has it been? Like what do you do to kill the time?
For the first, almost like the first few weeks, I was, man, because like what sucks is like the world just stopped. Was it March 12th or 13th or something like and my birthday is March 18th, so
I'm March 23rd. Yeah.
Oh, you felt the pain then of being alone on your birthday, and you couldn't even say hi to your friends and family. You just sitting there like, all right, I guess. Does this year even count? Like I don't even know. But then I started doing dribbling exercises. So next to my hoop, I should be able to run point at this point. I fucked around. I joined a what the hell is it called? I joined POC like writing kind of group. There's a bunch of like writers that reached out to people that want to write, and your boy fucked around and wrote my first pilot, 30-minute pilot. I'm working on. I just finished the rough draft for my second one, and I'm starting to put together a third one. So I'm trying to stay busy. Your boy gonna learn some more Spanish. I know calle means street now, so you know I know that. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I'm just trying to stay busy. Try to start working out more. Try to just do other things, like you said, just to stay fucking sane, basically. Stay busy.
Yeah,
I've been doing that too, man. I've been doing a lot of writing and trying to figure out, like, I'll be honest, trying to figure out how to write. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For my own personal comedy, my own stand up, it was more just like after repetitions, I would get it down pat. You know what I'm saying? But now I don't get the repetitions, so now I need to like figure out how to write this, and you know what I'm saying. So I've been trying to learn how to write like the correct way. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I'll be writing pilots like you one day. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, man. That's a cool idea for a group, for like a writing group, just POC writing. Is it was it the focus just on like TV writing, or was it a matter of like you submit what you, tell us a little bit more about that group? That sounds interesting.
So so I found out about it from my my comedy troupe, Night Shift, formerly known as American Express, and then niggas sent a cease and desist letter. So he was like, all right, that
that actually happened?
Yeah, it was rough because it happened like 2 years ago now, because we were going as Amex for a long time, and we knew eventually they would hear about it. But one of us put together a website, so it was like Amex Comedy, and they were like, "Hey, cut that shit out because we got our own comedy branch." I'm like, "You're a credit card company. What the fuck are you talking about?" Anyway, I might get in trouble just for talking about it, but I shouldn't.
We'll bleep it out.
But yeah,
we won't.
So I found out through that. It was like a bunch of writers. How can I say? It happened after George Floyd was murdered, and it was a bunch of like Hollywood like writers, TV writers, movie writers, shit like that. They're like, yeah, Black stories aren't being told like at all, and they were like, let's try to do something. So they put together this like thing. It started off with it was like an intro. It was like a free intro class to pilot writing, if anybody was interested. So I did that, and thanks to the uptick in the unemployment, I was able to afford a 5-week writing class, which he basically like broke down how to. And if y'all want, I can send y'all the shit that he sent me.
Please do.
For sure. How to like watch a pilot, break it down, how to like create the characters, the stories, and shit like that. And it really helped out. It really like gave me like the blueprint. And so that was pretty much it. I did do something with them recently where I found out I'll send this information to y'all too. Different websites for writers. So like if you have different like little things, like because I got a bunch of sketches in the tuck. So like I'm about to send them some more stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely send y'all all that stuff.
Nice, man. Nice. No, that's definitely cool. I've been seeing a few of those online, especially in the beginning of the pandemic. They had a lot of universities, even they had like free courses and workshops. And that's something that I know a lot of people took advantage of. I wasn't one of them. So it's cool to hear that you were able to do that and you have like the pilot under your belt now. That's dope. Speaking of Prosper, another segment we like to do here, we like to inspire and talk about ways to uplift. Let's get in some goals.
I didn't know this was a thing, man. My goal, this is a 2021 goal. I want to do it this year, man. I want to put out a comedy mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know this was a thing until like last week. I've heard of plenty of comedy albums, but I've never heard of a comedy mixtape. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like afraid to put out like, I don't want to put like a whack comedy album. This is like, because it has to be like one cohesive project, and you know what I'm saying? So, but a comedy mixtape that I learned was, it's just like joke. It'll be like fucking joke about a dog, or joke about football, or joke about kids. Like it's just jokes on different tracks. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, so for me, it's not so much pressure to have a beautiful cohesive project. I can just come with random jokes like a mixtape. You know what I mean? So it's
exactly.
Like, I want to do that, man. I didn't know that was even a thing, yo. I really didn't.
The cool thing with that is like, like some mixtapes, it's like, okay, here's like here's some bars, here's some lines, and in the middle they'll have like an interlude with like comedy. You can do the opposite, where you just have like joke, here's some hip hop, a joke, and then And I will gladly be that hip hop element on your mixtape, Alan.
Yo, Keane, Kurt got bars, yo. He a good rapper. Real rap, yo. He got some bars.
I'm not surprised, man, just because like if you can write jokes, you can write punchlines. If you can write punchlines, you can write hooks. So like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's and your mixtape. It's going to be presented by DJ Clue. Do you plan on doing that?
No, I don't even know. I might be. I wanted to get DJ K Slay, but he got me blocked on Instagram right now. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I want to do that, man. I know the thing, man. I got a bunch of jokes that are just standalone jokes that I'll just be like, yo, I can't do nothing with this, but it's good. It's good material. You know what I'm saying? So I got an idea. I got an audience in my house at all times, man. I got 2 kids, so I might just have them niggas be the audience to my show. You know, so
nice. Nice.
Figure it
well,
out.
You gotta look out for Alan's mixtape, man. I have two small goals. Goal number 1, get a new calendar. I'm not gonna wait until April. You boys gonna get a new calendar in January. I get those dates down.
Yeah.
A goal though, it actually, and speaks to Keane's point, I want to take a creative writing class of some form, an online course. I was thinking the other day, I was like looking into the mirror and all that stuff. I wasn't actually looking to a mirror. I was sitting in my closet. And I was like, damn, I have like no structure in my life right now. Like I feel like content for the most part, but like I don't really have like a thing to do. I have the podcast and I have, rapping myself and all that stuff, but like it'd be kind of cool like getting that bag again. So when I heard that, the POC one, I'm like, oh, all right, that could be kind of a cool thing. So in some capacity, I wanted to take some sort of writing course. As I always found that always helped when I was taking like a class or course. It kind of like not only forced me to write, but like I wanted to write more, sort of thing, while taking that. So I'm hoping to do something like that. That's going to be the goal.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Good goal. Can't send them links, then you straight.
That's going to be your goal. Send those links.
Got a long time to send them. Got a whole year. No,
a whole year.
What goals do I have? One goal is just I don't know, see 2022. So get through this year. Honestly, I kind of want to either sell or get one of my pilots notice, like because the group I was talking about, they pair like a young writer with like a more seasoned kind of veteran, and the person I talked to linked me with somebody else. So I just want to make sure that I keep that relationship going, and I want to hopefully that and like keep getting more structure to my writing can lead me to like, because it's crazy, but cats out here getting some jobs. People are still like hiring like writing and artistic stuff. It's just like very low key right now because they're trying to like be ready whenever shit like ramps back up. So if I can sneak my way into a writing room or on a writing staff somewhere, that'd probably be the big goal for 2021.
Oh. Yeah, man, you've been getting your reps in during this pandemic and all that stuff. So yeah, it'd be cool to see that come to.
Trying to, man, just there you go. Follow through, man.
Oh yeah, man. With that, we're probably gonna dip out soon. Alan, do you have anything you want to plug or?
Anything that I want to plug? Proper Ebonics Twitter coming soon because I've been trying. Keane, you mentioned Twitter earlier. I told Kirk last episode, man, I want to get us our Twitter for our podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because during the pandemic, I've been on Twitter more recently. I kind of like, it's like, man, forget Twitter, it's old. But like, I'm back on it now, and it's like we got to have a podcast for a Twitter for our podcast. So.
I like the idea of having a mutual account on things because I get to interact with people with them not being sure which one of us they're interacting with.
That'd be hilarious. I can't wait to see that.
If you go into Instagram for Proper Ebonics, the DMs in there are interesting. Sometimes I purposely send a message that I think Alan would send, like the 3 laughy emoji. I'm like, that's classic Alan move. I lure them in. And I'm like, what about battle rap? Like it's are you gonna be watching King of the Dot next week?
Getting chicks off my emojis.
Thanks, man.
What about you, King? You got anything you coming up or anything that you wanted to plug before we get out of here?
The big thing I would say normally I would say just follow me because I'm at Keane Cobb on everything. I do apologize because like all my things are AKA something else. So like whenever I say something, you might not think it's me because it's AKA Traposaurus Flex or AKA Junpei Hyuga, one of my favorite anime characters. So like I'm all over the place. But the big thing I probably would say is like look into studyhall.com because like that's my team. That's the one team I've been doing a lot of improv stuff with because I think we got probably a show or two coming up very soon. So just pay attention to that.
Sweet. Definitely. And for those that are also interested, Keane, you have the podcast All Black with Lemire Lee and Brandon Mitchell. Very funny podcast. If you like proper Ebonics, we think that you'll like that as well. So definitely give that a listen. Keane, thank you very much for joining us. This has been cool, man.
Thank you, good brother. Appreciate you.
Nice. Thank you for having me, man.
No problem.
See you guys.